Is this guy testifying while he's driving around in a car? I like that. I mean, that actually happens in real cases. So this is a pretty good example in this clip of being out-lawyered. I'm Matt Clark. I'm a partner with the injury law firm of Cohn Clark in Bakersfield, California. Today, I'm gonna react to some video clips from the Amber Heard-Johnny Depp trial.
Yes, I'm not gonna say no because she was really always nice.
Wait, hold on a second. Maybe I just didn't pick up on this the first time around. Is this guy testifying while he's driving around in a car? He's testifying in court while he's driving around in a car. That's fantastic.
At deposition, didn't you say that what you did was compare Mr. Depp's performance in lots of pirate movies against his deposition testimony here?
What I said was I've seen Mr. Depp do apology ads. I remember he did an apology ad with Bad Dog with no delay in process speed. I've seen him interact with the media regarding to that. I saw no delay in processing speed. All I'm saying
Let me ask you about pirates, though. You compared pirates to the depositions given in this case.
And I apologize for what I said. Then I misspoke.
You misspoke? You didn't make the comparison?
Right now, just a second ago? Just a second ago, I may have said that I misspoke. I apologize, I misspoke.
Okay.
What kind of an expert is this guy?
But you can, but as an aside, you can judge someone's processing speed at any time.
This guy like a
I'm
neuropsychiatrist?
judging yours right now, you're judging mine. We all judge processing speed as a baseline because of what we know about each other. And I would say your processing speed right now is not slow. So, I mean, we're judging processing speed, I'm just saying to you.
Yeah.
I would be concerned if I hired a neuropsychiatrist in a case who was then gonna testify to my client's cognitive abilities based on comparing sworn deposition testimony or sworn trial testimony to a scripted movie or play. I'm shocked this is even allowed in a courtroom, if that's in fact what this guy's doing.
Depp's other portrayals in movies, did that affect your analysis of processing speed?
Only I've seen him interact on interviews, and that was it.
Right.
When he wasn't in movies.
Right. But Willy Wonka doesn't matter to you? You see him in that movie, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Did you look at that one when you were comparing his processing speed?
Okay, so if I had hired this expert, this is clearly a defense expert, if I had hired this guy, I'd immediately be asking for my money back, number one. Number two, whoever prepped this guy did a terrible job. I mean, one of the things that you do when you prep a witness is you want to make sure that they're not doing anything awkward when they're on the witness stand, right? Like we tell our witnesses, you don't do stuff like this in a chair. And I'm looking at this guy's facial expressions and manners. He's making all these weird contorted faces and just doing strange things. That distracts a jury from the actual substance of his testimony. A jury's gonna be far more concerned with why is this guy contorting his face and making these weird expressions and gestures, and whatever he's saying, which sounds like a big old load of BS to me anyway, a jury is not paying attention to that. So this is the kind of expert where you ask for your money back.
She brought up the situation of the fecal matter on the bed.
I like that. I mean, that actually happens in real cases. It's like you're searching for the word. And so it's something that as a trial lawyer I can relate to. He doesn't want to say what he really wants to say, right? He doesn't want to say, oh, I was, we're going to get under the her taking a dump on my bed issue or whatever it may be. He's trying to pick the most polite language he can come up with in the moment. That's actually pretty funny.
Ms. Heard, you just testified that this case has been very hard for you. So let's talk about that and why.
All right.
Your lies have been exposed to the world multiple times, right?
I haven't lied about anything I've been here to say.
You sat here and told this jury that the events in Hicksville started with Mr. Depp getting really upset about a woman leaning on you. Is that correct?
Yes, that's effectively what happened, yeah.
You testified that he actually grabbed that woman's wrist and twisted it.
So what we're watching at this point is Johnny Depp's legal team has a lawyer cross-examining Amber Heard. I actually will say, I think what his legal team did here was very smart. They brought in a female lawyer to cross-examine Amber Heard. That's a smart thing. That way it doesn't look to the jury like one of the men on his legal team are beating this woman up, okay? I think that was a smart play. What isn't smart is her body language, her gestation, her hesitation in answering some of these questions. I have to tell you, if I were on this jury, it appears to me she's being less than truthful.
I've heard a lot of people say a lot of things to be involved in the Johnny Depp show, but he wasn't there. He doesn't know. And he certainly doesn't know what happened behind closed doors, like most people.
So you're calling Mr. Knight a liar?
There's something she's doing when she's answering questions on cross that I tell my clients not to do, okay? And there's probably a difference of opinion on this subject, that some lawyers may think otherwise. But she looks at the lawyer while the lawyer's asking the question, and then she turns and she's addressing the jury directly. Some people think that's good. I have to tell you, in this circumstance, I don't think it's a good look for her. I think it makes it appear as though she's trying not to look at Johnny Depp's lawyer who's asking the questions. It's sort of akin to when you ask somebody a question, they don't look you in the eye when they give you a response. That's a pretty good sign they're probably not telling you the truth. That's what it seems like to me.
But you hadn't donated your entire $7 million settlement to charity at that point, had you?
That's incorrect.
Sitting here today, Ms. Heard, you still haven't donated the $7 million divorce settlement to charity. Isn't that right?
Incorrect. I pledged the entirety of the
Ms. Heard,
settlement, $7
that's
million
not my
to charity,
question.
and I
Heard,
clearly-
fulfill
Ms.
those
Heard,
obligations.
Ms. Heard.
Clearly, Amber Heard is a bit confused over the difference between pledging a donation and actually making the donation, right? It's very easy to say, I pledge to give you $7 million. But until you actually write the check for $7 million, that $7 million is still yours, right? It's still in your possession. She's clearly confused about that.
That's not my question. Please,
What was
try to
your
answer
question?
my question. Sitting here today, you have not donated the $7 million, donated, not pledged, donated the $7 million divorce settlement to charity.
I use pledge and donation synonymous with
Wow,
one
I-
another.
I-
They're
But I
the same
don't.
thing.
Ms. Heard,
I hadn't even seen that, and yet I was exactly on point, right? She thinks pledge and donation mean the same thing. Again, it doesn't. You don't get to write it off your taxes as a donation until you actually make the payment. And so she's just wrong. Let me comment on this too. I actually think Johnny's lawyer is doing a really good job on this cross, and she does something that I do in trial and I do in depots all the time. If I've got a squirrely witness and that witness isn't answering my question, which happens all the time. If you're asking the tough questions and they don't want to give you an answer, they'll try to answer a different question, something you didn't ask. And so you've got to redirect that witness. And she says it almost identical to the way I do it. I look at the witness and I say, sir, I appreciate your answer, but that was not my question. Let me ask my question again. I need you to answer the question I'm asking you. And then I ask the question again.
objection, Your Honor, leading. Objection, Your Honor,
That's
leading
not offered to,
and hearsay.
Sustained.
Your Honor, it's prior consistent statements.
It's
that
leading.
raised-
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
I'll sustain
Your
your
Honor,
objection.
Your Honor, may I approach?
That's fine.
Objection, Your Honor, leading. Calls for hearsay.
Yes.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Their suggestions.
Objection, Your
you didn't
Honor,
tell
can we
me
approach? This is, again, an
divorce,
objection
correct?
leading.
I
Objection
did.
leading.
To this.
Objection leading
All
calls.
right, I'll sustain the objection.
Thank you.
Was
Objection, Your Honor,
the
hearsay.
damage.
All right, when there's objection, please stop.
Is that true or false?
Objection, Your Honor, leading.
Your Honor,
and-
she absolutely did that.
It's leading.
Maybe
Objection, Your
many
Honor,
more.
lack of foundation.
Relating to your nose.
Objection, leading.
Sustained.
What, I said, what if
Foundation,
anything, Your Honor?
hearsay.
What if anything? It's not the cure-all. It's sustained.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay. Objection, Your Honor, lack of foundation. Objection, Your Honor, lack of foundation calls for speculation.
Do you recall? I'm trying.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay. I'm going to object.
Okay, so this is a pretty good example in this clip of being outlawyered, right? When you have your own client, your own witness on direct examination, you can't ask questions that within the question the answer is implied, right? So I can't ask my own witness a questions like, Mr. Smith, isn't it true that you ran through the intersection when the light was green? When I ask that question, I am implying in the question itself that the light was green. You can't do that. That's a leading question. You are leading your own witness, okay? That is not allowed under the law. It seems to me that that's something that Amber Heard's attorney did. Now, good lawyers can quickly rephrase the question, right? Mr. Smith, what color was the light when you went through the intersection? Now that is no longer a leading question, and Mr. Smith can respond green. I think that what we're seeing here is that Ms. Heard's lawyers are having a hard time rephrasing the questions in a way that would not draw an objection that the judge is sustaining.
And isn't it true that in the entire time you were there, you were not informed as to what caused damage to Mr. Depp's finger on March 8th?
Objection, hearsay.
Asking what he wasn't told.
I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
You didn't know what could cause damage to Mr. Depp's hand while you were there on March 8th, correct?
Dr. Kipper told me he'd sustained an injury on one of his
Well,
fingers.
objection, hearsay.
Okay, so that's actually an hilarious exchange that, frankly, lawyers will get maybe more than lay people. But here's basically, let me see if I can break down what happened. I feel like I got to get like the John Madden telestrator out here for a second. So this lawyer appears to me to be Amber Heard's lawyer, is asking Johnny Depp's witness about an injury to his finger and basically trying to figure out how this injury occurred, right? And so the first thing he asks is, well, did somebody else tell you how this injury occurred? That's hearsay, right? Because the person who told this witness what happened to Johnny Depp's hand would have said that outside a courtroom, not under oath. That is hearsay. And Johnny Depp's team makes the appropriate objection, which is hearsay objection. Judge sustains that objection. The attorney then, to his credit, just for a moment, tries to rephrase the question and basically say, how was it that you knew that Johnny Depp had injured his hand? The guy immediately then, the witness immediately then, tries to say, well, I heard it from somebody else. And now the lawyer asking the question says, objection, hearsay, to the exact same thing that he was trying to get in 2 questions earlier. That makes you look pretty silly. I mean, that's just, what's clear to me is that Johnny Depp's legal team is a grade or multiple grades above Amber Heard's legal team. If I had to speculate on what was going to happen, and it's very dangerous to speculate, but if I was going to speculate, I've got to think that Amber Heard is going to get a verdict against her. So I guess in the coming couple weeks, we'll find that out. If you want to see more content like this, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Cohn Clark.